Hello and welcome. My name is Rebecca, and if you're new here, thank you for joining me. I'm so glad you're here. Today we are taking down Christmas. I definitely did not do as much as I typically do for Christmas this year because I was way too busy with my 25 Days of Christmas series, and it all just seemed way too overwhelming to me. Not to mention the fact that all of my Christmas stuff is a complete disaster where I keep it in the basement. Like, I'm going to show you, and it's really embarrassing. So we need to get that organized. So let's get started. I don't have one of those Christmas trees where everything's all matchy-matchy and it looks like it could be in a magazine. But one of the things I love about my tree is that it's full of ornaments that each tell a story. And I love every year, both when I put them on and take them off, remembering where I got them from, who gave them to me, and the symbolism behind them. Every year for Christmas, I get every member of my family an ornament. This was the one I got for my daughter this year. And then when they're grown and leave the nest, they will have all their own ornaments for their own Christmas tree. It's definitely a struggle to take off Christmas lights when you are the only one doing it and you have little arms. So I struggled a bit with that, and they somehow got tangled on the Christmas tree, which I'm not quite sure how that happens, but I think I do it every single year. So it was a bit of a struggle. I love having the tree up, but it definitely comes to a point where you're just ready for a reset, for everything to go back to normal the way that it typically is. I do love having the only light on in the room be the Christmas tree lights, but I have other twinkle lights and things like that, plus the fireplace, which give a certain ambiance. So it's nice to reset and get the tree put away. My husband was nice enough to bring down the Christmas tree box for me and all the other boxes that I filled so I could focus on getting the rest of the living room cleaned up and the presents put away in the other room because we still have another Christmas to go. So what is left on my kitchen table is what is left of Christmas. I moved a bunch of stuff out of my big kitchen clean that I did yesterday, and it all landed on the table along with everything else that I had to take care of today. So I decided to just get it put in some bins so it could be easily taken downstairs for the monstrous mess that I have next. Okay guys, taking down Christmas was the easy part, and now here comes the hard part. I need to organize all of these things. We moved in here less than a year and a half ago, and I did my initial setup of my craft room in the basement, and then the rest of everything in the basement literally is just thrown down here. It's a ginormous mess. All of my seasons of bins are mixed in together, and so now I'm gonna turn the camera around and show you what it looks like, and that will be something that makes me a little bit anxious, but this is real life, right? Like, I know I'm not the only person who has a basement or a room that looks like this. This is just what happens when real life happens. So I'm going to turn the camera around and I'm going to show you the ginormous mess that stands before me. All right, here it is. So this is just as you come down my basement stairs. I need to do something about that light that is flickering. Oh, I said that and it just stopped. Weird. Oh, it started again. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but so this is my basement. This is the little nook underneath the stairs that my daughter made her own little room out of, and then we have an old couch down here and piles and piles of bins, decorations from seasons past that never got put away, and just a whole menagerie of mess. There's a bunch of my Christmas stuff. Valentine's Day, old toys that my great niece plays with when she comes over, and then we have this whole mess over here. So it's really a big disaster. And so I'm going to take some time now to try to get it organized, and I hope that it inspires you to do some of this at your own home, because I think we all have something like this that we need to do, right? So let's get started. The lighting down here really leaves little to be desired. I've got that one overhead light that keeps blinking on camera, which is going to be annoying to watch. So I've rigged up some lamps that my neighbors gave us that I plan on using somewhere in the house someday. It's not the greatest, but it'll do for now. I'll try to stay in the most well-lit area. I don't have a ring light or anything, so maybe I should invest in one of those, but I'm just gonna start with these bins. First of all, they're really, really dusty. I don't know if you can see the dust on the camera, but yeah, it's gross. So I brought down some cleaner and a rag, and I'm just gonna start by dusting them off, and then I'm going to try to get them organized. This seems so overwhelming to me right now. Yeah. So I am working in a pretty small space here due to my lighting situation and just the fact that there's so much junk everywhere. There's not junk, it's my stuff. But I think the first thing I'm gonna do is start organizing all of my ceramic and breakable items. So my grandma was a wonderful artist who did ceramics for many, many, many years, and she has since passed on, and I miss her dearly. But I have a ton of her ceramics, which I absolutely adore. I mean, look how cute this is. And I put them out every year for Christmas, and I have stuff for every season. And I love being able to have this as a memory of her and the talent that she had. So I think I'm just gonna start by getting all of my breakable ceramic stuff put away. I have this bin here where most of it came from, where I have flake stuff so it doesn't get broken. I'm overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed. One of the problems I have when I'm doing a project like this is that I'm very, very easily distracted. So I tried my best today to just stay on task and work on the thing that was right in front of me and not let anything else sidetrack me so it would take me even longer than it needed to. Pretty much everything I touched today was dirty and covered in dust and just a kind of gross film just from being in the basement, being dusty. The kitty litter is downstairs. There's always dust from that flying around everywhere. So it felt really good to just be able to wipe everything off and start fresh again. I didn't realize until today just how many things I had for fall and Halloween. Fall and Halloween is my favorite time of year, and I got a little bit sad going through this stuff because I didn't get out any of my stuff this year for that season. I went through a bout of depression, and just decorating for the season was the last thing on my mind. But it felt good to get all of my stuff together finally and actually see all the stuff that I have. I have a bin that I designate just for wrapping and bags and stuff for birthdays or weddings or anniversaries. Basically any sort of thing that you would give a gift for that is not Christmas, because that stuff is all separate. And I had stuff all over the basement of like gift bags and tissue paper, so it felt really good to go through this bin and get everything put away where it was supposed to be. I vacuumed as I cleaned today because every time I moved a box or a bin, inevitably a trail of cat hair would follow behind. So just to make sure that I was keeping things tidy as I went, I vacuumed along the way. I opened this next bin expecting it to be Christmas, and it was actually more toys that we saved for my niece, and then it was also a bunch of keepsakes that I had for my son and my daughter. So I had a whole other box of keepsake things, so I was able to combine that all into one and get rid of a cardboard box. I just kept plugging along, putting things away until I could no longer avoid the Christmas stuff, which was the most overwhelming part to me. I had this huge bin filled with Christmas stuff, which was basically the thing I was avoiding the most. There was all types of Christmas things in there, from dishes to mugs, decorations, both for indoor and outdoor. So I decided just to designate this one big bin for outdoor things and garland and lights and things like that. There was a couple of broken things in there, which was disappointing because one of them was something my grandma had painted. But once I finally stopped avoiding this part of cleaning the basement and getting it done, things went pretty quickly after that. What I typically like to do is once I take down everything that's Christmas, I do keep out some winter decorations, but it always ends up that they get mixed in together, and I just didn't want to deal with it this year, so I ended up taking everything down. Now that everything is separated again and I have my winter stuff separate from my Christmas stuff, I do plan on doing a separate decoration for each season or holiday next year, but I'm just not feeling it this year. I was able to empty 3 moving boxes, which was a huge success for me because they obviously have just been sitting here in a box since we moved. So I was so happy to be able to get rid of that and just to get things put away properly. It feels really good. It's been just about 3 hours and I'm done, and I'm exhausted and dirty and sweaty and I need a shower. And I'm really happy with the results. This was a very overwhelming task. I still have Christmas decorations up outside, I'm not taking them down today, but I did leave access to the bin that I designated just for outdoor Christmas things, so I can put them away when needed. It looks awesome. I mean, no, I do not have a Better Homes and Gardens basement. I aspire to have a finished basement one day, take out the old Italian kitchen that's down here and make a space for my kids, which I better hurry because like one of them's gonna be a junior next year and the other one a freshman. So I need to hurry up if I aspire to actually do things like that. But let me stop rambling and show you guys my progress. And I really hope that this inspires you to do this at your own home. I'm so happy right now. Like, this was a disaster. Let me show you. Okay, so here it is now. Here's where we started. Here's my basement steps. Guys, you can see the floor. You can see the couch. I put all of my great nieces and nephews' toys that they play with under here, so I have easy access to them. Moved the end table, put a lamp on it so it looks semi-decent. Our old couch, that's really disgusting. It's been sitting down here for a long time, but you know, we may use it with a cover eventually someday. And then I was able to just move all of my stuff over to here. This one bin that doesn't have a top on it, that's all of the stuff that typically goes on my mantle, which I still have winter scene up on my mantle, and I like to switch my mantle out for the seasons, so I will be doing that. But this is the rest of it. I worked really hard. I did not just shove things in other places so they could not be seen. I actually took care of things. And like this, all this stuff over here in the kitchen, that's all my husband's stuff. He's got a bunch of equipment and stuff over there, but I mean, I'm thrilled with the results because you can actually walk through here now. Everything is vacuumed up and it's no longer disgusting. That was a journey and I'm so glad I took it, and I'm glad I got to take you guys along with me. Give yourself some grace and don't get down on yourself about the state of your home, especially after the holidays. It is so easy for me to take things down and just throw them on the couch down here or just throw them anywhere, which is clearly what I had been doing. So I am going to give myself grace while also telling myself that I need to be disciplined in putting things away once I'm done with them, because I mean, I tell my kids that I should be doing the same thing, even if it's out of sight, out of mind in the basement. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. Like I said, I hope it inspires you to tackle a project like this, even if you can't get it all done in one day. I saved the most overwhelming thing to the end, which maybe you should get it over with first, but that's just how I had to do it. So I have my craft room that I need to do next, which is a complete and utter disaster. It's bad, way worse than this was. I did actually move a couple of bins into there, but that will be coming up next, I hope in January. But if you found value in this content, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Thank you for hanging out with me. Don't forget to hit subscribe so you don't miss out on anything I have coming up, and I will see you all soon.